Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Rees and welcome to a brand new video where today we've got a box, and inside that box there is some plastic. There is something wrapped up in a blue skin. If we can get that off of there, we'll see that it is in fact a pearly white DS Lite. But why? Glad that you asked, or you probably didn't. You probably don't care. But if you're watching the video, that means you don't have anything better to do, so sit down, shut up. I'm gonna talk at you for a while. If you don't like it at any point, just leave. It's fine, I understand. I drone on and on, I take a while to get to the point, and that does certainly irk people. I don't care. Also, sorry for the lighting. I was going to film in front of the window on the Talonbreck Freedom Desk, and then it just decided it was going to be cloudy and rainy. So, we're getting this nice warm glow. It's almost romantic. Consider this like a date, where I'm going to bore you and you're never going to call me back like you said you would. Let's get started. I like physical games. Now, I don't only play games that I can get physically. Obviously, most of my gaming is done on a PC, which is right over there, and so I buy a lot of things on Steam. That's not something I'm happy about. I know a lot of people are very proud of their Steam collections. I personally prefer to buy physical media in the form of cartridges, discs, you know, DVD, CD, Blu-ray. I like having the physical games. I like having them on the shelf back there. I like taking them out and putting them into the console. There's something about that experience that I very much enjoy. Again, I don't hate digital games. I don't hate emulation, particularly when you can't either get your hands on or afford the games, and they're old. I don't... You do you. Personally, though, I like to play physical games. I like to own physical games, like, for instance, A Link to the Past and The Minish Cap for the Game Boy Advance. I just finished A Link Between Worlds. I wanted to go back and play... Well, I wanted to go back and play this one, the original A Link to the Past, which is sort of the Link Between Worlds is a sort of pseudo-prequel, or sequel to A Link to the Past. Minish Cap I don't know much about, but I'm looking forward to playing it. These aren't original cartridges. I got them on eBay, they're remanufactured. I'm not seeing anything on them that blatantly says that, so they're actually pretty good reproductions. But they were advertised as reproductions, and I got them for $10, so it's not that big a deal. Again, I'm not really a collector of games. I'm not like, oh, I've got to have the original sealed in the box. I just like to have... It's weird. I have a lot of trouble explaining to people. I just like to own physical games. I don't care that they're reproduction. I know that for some people that would be like, whoa, no. I'm fine with it. What I'm not fine with... Can you imagine if it weren't a reproduction and I dropped it like that? People would lose their minds. Goodness gracious. What I don't like was my options for playing these, because what I have is the Game Boy Advance SP, which was the second Game Boy that I ever owned, and of course it still works. I haven't charged it in 5 years, probably actually longer than that. Before I was even in high school, I think was the last time I played this. But obviously it still boots up and runs just fine. Before I was in high school. 8 years? Goodness gracious me. As you can probably tell there by looking at the screen, this is the AGS 001 model. It's not the 101 with the backlit screen. So, I remember when I was younger, this thing was incredible. It had the backlight. It wasn't like my Game Boy Color. I could go in the car at night and still see the screen. But having played the Vita, the new 3DS, the Switch, this screen is not very good coming back from those. So I wanted to get something that was backlit, a little bit better quality, so that I could still play, again, these physical copies of the game, because I could have just downloaded, I believe you can get A Link to the Past, maybe the Minish Cap, maybe on Virtual Console for the 3DS. I haven't checked because I didn't care, because I wanted to have the carts and play them on original hardware. So obviously the first thing I did was, I was like, okay, I can get the screen and either mod it into my own Game Boy, or I can just buy an AGS 101 model, which is the backlit SP. Those are expensive. The screens are about $50 by themselves, and the actual SP, it's SP. They cost about $60 or $70, so I don't have that kind of money to drop on that. Actually, what I would really like is the original Game Boy Advance. You can modify that with the AGS 101 screen. That would be awesome, because I like it fits better in my hands. SP stands for small pocket. I don't have small pocket, and I don't have small hands. This isn't bad. Like, it's not bad, but... Anyway, I needed something to play them on with a better screen. I had a DS. I still have an original DS that was released in 2004. I got it Christmas 2004. It was a miracle that my mom was able to find it. It's a fun story that she tells, trying to track that thing down. But I don't know where it is. I've never given it away. I've never sold it. I assume I left it in my bedroom when I moved out of my parents' house, but it's not there, and it's not in my house. My mom has never given anything of mine away, You know, my parents aren't like that. They're not just going to get rid of something and not tell me. So, I mean, nothing I left at my parents' house has been touched. At one point, I went over there and boxed some things up so that they could move it out of the room, but I didn't see it then. I don't know where it is now. So I decided to go online and buy another DS. The lights are actually cheaper than the original DS's. I got this one for $30. It's white. I like white consoles. I think that you get so many different products that are just black now. Like even the PS4 Pro is just black. The Xbox One X is like gray. Like I like the poppy bright color of the white consoles and the white handhelds. This one's a little bit dirty. I need to clean it up a bit, get some isopropyl alcohol and scrub it clean. And hopefully, actually that might interfere with the plastics. It shouldn't. I've never had trouble cleaning plastic before. I cleaned all my Dreamcasts with isopropyl alcohol and got them all nice and shiny again. I say Dreamcasts because I have several. A discussion for another day. So I got this one because, of course, it will play Game Boy Advance games. I hope. Guess we're about to find out. I'm supposed to leave a review for this thing. The reason the guy agreed to sell it to me for $30, he was asking $40, was because I agreed to do a review as soon as I tested it. It does come on. Tap screen to continue. There we go. Yep. And check that out. So basically, I mean, the top screen does nothing, but you can play it on the bottom screen, and it's pretty much like playing the games on an original SP. Oh, right. I let my niece play a little bit of this on the SP. What I meant is the screen, the whole setup at the bottom is about like the regular Advance. So there it goes. Looks really sharp. Looks real bright. Speakers are still working. That's good to hear. Pretty loud, too. Alright, yeah, I'm happy with this. I mean, again, I would have preferred... You know, the thing is, this is good if I want to play SP games, or advanced games, I should say. There's no such thing as an SP game. So if I want to play an advanced game, this will work just fine. But I also want to go back and I want to play some of the old Game Boy Color games that came out. Like, not every Zelda game was re-released, or has been re-released yet, physically, for, you know, the DS, the 3DS, the Advance. So there's a couple of Game Boy Color games I'd like to... Like Link's Awakening DX. I can get it on Virtual Console, but I'd like to have the cartridge, even if it's just a reproduction cartridge. I'd like to be able to play it on original hardware. This is not original hardware. And it cannot play color games. You can't even plug them in. Regular Game Boy Color cannot go into there. So, I'm trying to decide... I'm going to start saving up some money, because for those of you who don't know, I own a house. That's where most of my money goes. I'm going to start putting some money aside, though, and I'm either going to get an SP with the AGS 101 screen already in it, because I do like the SP. I don't have anything against it. Or, I might get like a trashed out standard Game Boy Advance and modify that AGS 101 screen into it. Which do you think I should do if you're watching this? Comment down below. I'm not going to wait for you to respond, though. I'm going to go ahead and start playing on this. I'm going to play the Game Boy Advance games that I've got. It'll take me a while to get through these, because I'm playing a lot of things right now, kind of all at once. But hopefully, once I finish these, we'll have the money and we'll have a decision on what we should do next. I'm not particularly handy, but I like the idea of buying a trashed out old Game Boy Advance and kind of refurbishing it with that newer, brighter screen. They sell kits that come with all the correct gear that you need. I kind of like that idea. Maybe getting one with like a broken case, and then getting... You know, they make aftermarket cases you can buy that are just the shells manufactured to spec. Maybe just get like a bright pearl white one, and then take the board out of an old broken down donor Advance and stick it in a brand new shell with a new bright screen. That could be fun, but let me know what you think would be best. Now, if you excuse me, I've got to find out if this still works, so I can maybe plug all of my consoles in my living room into the internet and not have to rely on the Wi-Fi. That just does not work in there very well. So thank you folks for watching. God bless you. Goodness gracious, there's been a lot of traffic. I hope that hasn't been distracting. And I'll see you next time. Bye.